In 2019, TOWIE star Kate Wright married footballer Rio Ferdinand, and in doing so also became stepmom to his 3 children with his late wife, Rebecca. The couple have been open about the trials and tribulations involved in being a blended family, and in 2020, they welcomed their first child together, son Cree. Now, Kate is launching a podcast all about just that, and she's here to talk to us about it. Please welcome Kate Ferdinand.
Hello. Oh, you look fabulous.
Oh, I'm a bit nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
You're at home here. You're at home here. Now then, your new blodcast is I know, I'm literally like, it's called Blended, and I wish I'd thought about it. So this is a word, I think, that came from America initially, about families that, you know, you've got stepchildren and sisters and half-sisters and brothers and whatever. And it's all about the sort of complexities of that. And I was just thinking, so coming up this weekend, we've got Mother's Day. And that means so many different things to different people now, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly why I started Blended, really, because, you know, when I met Rio, it was really difficult. I didn't know where to turn or where to get advice from becoming a step-parent and dealing with lots of grief. So I wanted to start Blended as a community, because I feel like when you share a problem, it just helps, it takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
And there's other people going through exactly the same thing as you.
That at the time you don't think, you always think you're doing this alone, like no one feels like you, so...
Yeah, and when you see someone else and they're a little bit further down the line and they're doing OK, you're like, there's hope, like, we're going to be OK. And Mother's Day, the first episode, which is out today, is a Mother's Day special, because Mother's Day is amazing for so many people, but it's also really difficult in certain situations. And in it are the voices of lots of different ladies and children that might struggle with Mother's Day, just to hopefully help people. I think if one person feels better in the lead up to Mother's Day, then, you know, it's doing the right thing.
And you sort of struggled with it yourself, didn't you, last year?
Yeah.
Why was that?
I feel like, you know, my stepchildren and my husband have both lost their mum. And it was my first year being a biological parent. And so there's that excitement, you know, when you become a mother, it's like really exciting, overwhelming, but also everyone in my house has had such a big loss. So it was just trying to balance those emotions, and it's hard, you know.
And how are the kids with the baby now?
Oh, it's literally, it is perfect. They love him so much and he adores them. Tears like a second mum. It's literally, I couldn't wish for it to be any better.
And he's what, 15 months old now?
He's over 1, 15 or 16. You put me on the spot.
When you've got that many kids in the house, it's hard to keep.
Yeah, forget after one.
So you and Ria had your first baby in lockdown. How is baby Cree doing?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He thinks he's a teenager because he's got his big brothers and sister. And having Cree in lockdown, actually, I quite enjoyed, weirdly, because I had an emergency C-section and I could hide away for a little bit. You know, like that pressure of when you have a baby and everyone wants to come round and see the baby. It kind of took all that away from me, so I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, just getting time to get to know the baby and the
recover.
kids getting to meet the baby. And...
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when I look at what you sort of stepped into, as you say, you know, 3 children grieving the loss of their mum, and Rio, obviously, as well, had lost his wife, and you didn't have any kids of your own, and you sort of stepped into that situation. It must have been incredibly sort of tricky. What did you learn about yourself?
I think I was actually quite naive stepping into it. I thought I'll be fine. I didn't really take into consideration the dynamics. I've learned that I'm very resilient and that to have a big heart can get you quite far in life, I suppose.
Absolutely. I think from reading about you as well, one thing that you've got that you'll have now forever is mom guilt.
Oh, yeah.
It just... You seem to suffer with that quite a lot, about everything. I mean, you kind of do, don't you, once you have kids, but for you, from what I've read, it's quite a big thing with you, isn't it? Just always feeling a bit guilty that you're doing things wrong, or not knowing things.
I've always put pressure on myself. I don't know why I've always been like that since I was younger. And it's impossible to be the perfect mum, cook beautiful, healthy dinners every night, go to the gym, spend time with your husband and go to work.
I always miss out the gym bit.
That's quite important to me. So, and I used to stress myself out about that, thinking, oh, no, if I didn't do that, you know, it's not great. But now, even one of the kids, they had a McDonald's last night, I said, you know what? I can't cook 3 different times. We're having a McDonald's. I'm taking the pressure off. Because I think it's just me that puts the pressure on myself. It's not anyone else.
And you're sort of working at not being as hard on yourself, aren't you? And I think you've said you've had therapy. Are you still doing that? Is that like a bit like going to the gym as well?
Therapy for me is like an ongoing thing. I don't necessarily have it all the time, but I dip in and out as and when I feel like I need it.
How did you meet Rio?
I met on holiday, actually.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he was with some of his family and friends, and I was with my friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we were talking... Sorry, Lynn.
I was just going to say, how long ago was that?
2017.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, it feels like we've been together for so long because we've gone through so much in such a short space of time. Yeah.
Was there ever a point when you met where you thought, I don't know if I can take this on as much as I love him, I don't know if I can take it? Because it's a massive thing to take on.
Maybe, and this sounds funny, but I didn't. I just thought, I'll be fine, you know, it's cool. It's only when I got in it that I thought, wow, there's, you know, it is tough.
It is tough.
But at the same time, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And, like, I can't imagine my life without my stepchildren. I just adore them.
I think also, you know, particularly when we're in... I'm in a blended family as well, and I overthink about things to do with my stepdaughter far more than I do with my own kids. And I think, but kids don't overthink it. I think they just go, hey, I'm in this family and I'm loving it. So we've got Mother's Day coming up, and you've had a Mother's Day last year. What do they call you?
Yeah, they call me Kate. And Cree obviously calls me Mum. And that was something that I was worried about when I did have Cree.
Yeah.
The dynamic. And even Mother's Day last year, I was panicking about my card. I know I shouldn't be worried about my card, because I want the children to all be one and all be together. I didn't want Cree to send me a card saying Mummy and the kids to send me a separate. So I've kind of made this name Mummy Kate, so that now they can all be one. And it sort of is both in one.
That's a really good sort of compromise, isn't it? Well, it sounds absolutely fascinating. You said the first episode's out today.
Yeah.
You're going to be talking to lots of different people about that particular subject. I don't think you're ever going to run out of topics.
It's not just, you know, step-parents. There's grief, fostering, adoption. There's so many topics.
Fantastic. Amazing. Well, it sounds like a really good tool as well for anybody that's kind of going through some of the things that you felt in the early days. Well, Kate, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It was easy, wasn't it?
It was.